dialing in. Do people say that anymore? Dialing in. They're Zooming in from San Francisco, California. So great to have you two on the show today. Welcome to Startup Late Night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for hosting us.
Yes. So I want to start with just the origin story of Classalog. Tell us a little bit about what it is and how you came to start Classalog.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting story because we started Classalog last year as the marketplace to find instructors in new city. Like everyone was going to take like yoga classes or like ceramic classes or language classes in the city, but there was no good way to find instructors around you. But then COVID happened. And when COVID happened, taking in-person classes was completely illegal. So with Sofia, we decided to pivot and to focus on remote classes. So that's the origin of a story. And now Classalog is the platform where you can find remote instructors. So you can find them for any kind of topic you want and compare them, and you can contact them.
It's incredible. I took some time to look at some of the classes on Classalog, and it seems like there's such a variety. And some of my favorites were live dancing with a former Dancing with the Stars performer, poker coaching, and yoga for babies, specifically for babies. So I'd love to hear a bit more of like, what do you see as some of the most unique class offerings that you can find on Classalog?
I'd probably say one of the most unique ones is our virtual sewing class. I would say that like a lot of people would love to learn a new hobby and they're trying to, winter's coming up, and I would say that that's probably one of our unique offerings right now.
That's great. Has there ever been any sort of like funny story that's happened, like someone's taking the sewing class and you hear like they like, I don't know, they make something they weren't intending to make, or someone's taking yoga for babies and the baby like poops on the mat, like any sort of kind of fun stories that have come from these classes that you're connecting people with?
I would say one of the, maybe not funniest ones, but I would say our Pilates to heal back pain class has been super popular among college students. Since everyone is learning online now, everyone in college is just experiencing this like huge back pain spike. So a lot of the college students are coming back and they're saying, oh my goodness, like this class has really changed my life right now during COVID. So that's really been a highlight of ours.
That's great. And what if you could wave a magic wand and just have new classes? Like what's on your class wish list for Classalog?
That's
Go for it.
Oh, thanks. That's interesting because actually we see what people are searching as classes because we have a search engine, and we see like they really search like all kind of crazy terms. You know, some people look for classes like healthy baking. It's very specific. Some are like how to do coding in Python, and some others are a bit more let's say more specific, even more specific, like how to go through menopause or things like that. So I think it's very interesting to see how there's a very long tail of classes that people are interested into. And what we do with Sofia is we analyze the query, and then we try to see each time we don't return a result, we try to find instructors for this query.
That's great. That's because you're a marketplace, right? You're meeting people in the middle. Wait, what's the most surprising search term that you've seen come through your query?
Deniz can take this.
Well, no, there were like definitely some queries that doesn't make sense, and maybe it was not targeted to find a class, but more people would just try and input anything into their into a search box. So maybe just like the things, the inappropriate things they just think on the spot. It's like. So we do see, we've seen quite we see some of that, maybe people just want to try the website and it's just like a random word inside the search query. But I think we've seen like menopause, I think was pretty surprising as a keyword that we found. We didn't expect that. And so maybe actually is like a theme that maybe like people are interested into learning more. So that was surprising to me.
Yeah, that's like very specific and not necessarily something that people may feel comfortable admitting to wanting a class on, right? So that's really fascinating. Do you are there any that have like just been really popular, like you're getting a ton of searches for this particular class and you haven't yet found someone to teach it? Maybe this is like a call, an opportunity, like, are you out there, person? We need you to teach this class about this very topic.
Yeah, there are actually categories we always try to improve. So we do want to have more language instructors. So for more exotic languages, that are less requested. So maybe some people want to learn Japanese or Filipinos or some like Indian languages or Middle Eastern languages. So I think that would be like extraordinary. And then we also try to have more and more professional skills instructors. So if you teach people how to code, or to make a presentation, how to get ready for an interview, that would be awesome. And I think we will even love to have more classes on how to do improv.
Yeah, I think I might know someone to look into that. And so what then does a instructor have to do? Do they have to apply to be listed on your site, or how does that work? How does one qualify to teach something like, I don't know, improv?
We want to be as broad as possible. So it's free to create a profile. And what we do is we follow up with them if the quality is not high enough. We want to make sure there's good like headshots, there's like a good description of what they are going to teach, and they disclose like the experience such that the students can build trust and they understand the credibility of the instructors up front. And you can a bit compare us like a LinkedIn for remote instructors, or maybe a Yelp for remote instructors. So we really want to have like 10,000 or hundreds of thousands instructors down the line that students can compare and engage with.
Yes, it's brilliant. I mean, everyone's sitting at home and like looking for stuff to do and trying to find classes, and how do you know which class to take? How do you know which instructor is better? And that's so timely, so relevant. And I imagine it's really helping people find learning opportunities that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise had. Could you speak a little bit to the impact of like spreading education that your company is having in the world?
Yeah, I think that for us, one of the main reasons why we pivoted was because we really believe in having global access to education, regardless of wherever you're at. And right now we've had about 80 plus countries, or users from 80 plus countries come onto our site. So that's really been a really large impact from the beginning since May. And that's something that we're really, really proud of.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we can even like mention some specific examples. Like there was someone in Mexico who wanted to learn American Sign Language. And I imagine it might be hard where he's from to learn like American Sign Language, and he had to do that urgently because his family was back in the US and was going through a hard time, and he really wanted to communicate with them, and one of them was deaf. So through Classalog, he found an instructor teaching American Sign Language. Or other stories, we had like instructor who gave a class that had like people from 7 different countries in a class. And that was amazing for her, because usually students come from her own neighborhood or from a network, but now all the students, she can teach to people like all around the world. And that's really opening new interactions and new possibility for more people.
Yes, it's so great. People get to interact with and connect with topics all around instead of just limited to their geography and their zip code.